What is going on? I'm Zedmont. You know the drill. Code Zedmont over there in that creator boost. Every single Supercell game. I just got €5 from those of you who used my code in Heyday. Some of you have used it in other games. Greatly appreciate it. Definitely not required, but definitely appreciated. We're going to do 3 different tech trees. Gonna do more of a catch-up video than a live get going, here's how to get diamond kind of video. Stick around though, there is some good stuff. Yesterday's video was a little bit underwhelming, but gonna show you how to get towards gold, but do know that there are lots and lots of different tech trees out there converging all at once. This one has rocket choppas. People have heavy choppas, people have shock launchers, people have seekers. There's a lot going on. Other people have 5 engine rooms, so it really is culminating in this giant mess of go forward, stay back. I don't remember a season where it has been this crazy. There are people who had to spend some extra tokens just to get the 5 engine room level, just to get the tech for the 5 engine room level. So that was very interesting. It seems like Supercell has done a great job on building this season up. This account is using rocket choppas. Rocket choppas are fast. They don't care about boom mines, shock launchers, and they have the benefit of having heavy choppas on the horizon. So this season, it is all about that timing, getting those rifles out front, timing them on the right-hand side so they don't walk towards the middle, and then dropping. Probably could have sent a couple more on that left-hand side, but as you can see, not really required. This person loaded up their right-hand side, so we spent most of our troops going up that right. We've got rocket choppas on all of the engine rooms all at once. No flares required, except for that last one that saved us like 3 seconds. So really being careful about when you drop those rifles, when you drop those rocket choppas. Bases are going to start getting filthier and filthier. They probably have overnight. That's part of the reason why I'm not doing a live video here, simply because I got to catch up. I assume I'm going to lose a bunch until I can claim my 2 chests. You can see our rifles doing all of the work for us, staying out front. We don't have shocks. We don't need flares because we've got those beautiful rifles. And this is where I see people make their number 1 mistake. People are flaring that cannon, skip the cannon, just fly straight to the engine room. We've got 5 rocket choppas. If we lose 1 or even 2, no big deal at all. Way faster to go straight towards that engine room. 256, 253. People fizzling. Yes, there are people out there fizzling, even on this mostly easy base. I think I copied that off Mr. Orion, I do believe. So, no, I didn't, because no one else has the microwaver. I feel like I'm the only person who has the microwaver. Getting those rifles. Now, you don't need rifles always, but they're going to become more and more useful. I initially was using Tick 1 rifles. Not a great idea. If you're going to drop this many rifles, you want to get some extra damage from them, some extra health from them. Don't recommend skipping on the rifles. You also can use, look at this, we've got a sniper tower, 2 cannons in front. Clearing that would have added like 10-15 seconds. We just blew through it. So skip this stuff. Every time I have a close battle, someone is clearing those cannons and I pick up the win. Fly over them. You're going to lose a rocket chopper to the cannons regardless if you flare a cannon or if you flare the engine room. That is my suggestion there. This base, actually I think I built this base on my own because I don't see anyone else with a microwaver. I know seekers are coming, I know rifles are coming, so I went with the microwaver. Maybe it's a bad idea, but diamonds are cheap. Anyways, there is the deck if you want to build that base. This is the account you saw yesterday. You saw me fizzling, you saw me screwing up rifles with mechs. As you can see here, doing fairly well. Got it back into gold. I was in gold down here, fell out, had a bad streak, and then managed to figure it out. Got back in, got back up again. What is that from? Anyways, we're gonna show you some Zooka mech hits. Now, at the 3 engine room level, I'm seeing people use actually even at the 2 engine room level, people using way too many mechs. At the 2 engine room level, I'll show you some live hits there in a second without instant training. I think I've actually moved on to 3, maybe? Anyways, mechs are basically the same speed as Zookas. The problem is all of the shock mines. I do try to have my Zookas hit the shock mines. That is where I'm finding the most value. Mechs throwing a quick shock out, then hitting the shock mine, and then Zookas clearing all of the shock mines every which way. Trying our darndest to stick with 3 boats of mechs. I've also used 4 boats of mechs in some instances. It is not pretty. You have nothing to spend your GBE on. This tech tree, as you can see there, gunboat tick 1, mechs tick 1, flares tick 3. I love tick 3 flares every single season. No warriors on that one, but I did go back and get that building damage. You don't necessarily need the building damage, but it definitely will be useful later on, and it's cheap, so why the heck not? And then it is knocking on the door of 5 engine rooms. Probably going to take this one to 5 engine rooms, assuming that I can get enough keys there. I should be able to. Even if we fall down, I think we're going to get, what is that, in iron 18? Can't see. Anyway, I think it's like 18 plus 18. Should still be able to get to 5 engine room on this account. My other account, undecided if I go back for heavy choppas first. That's probably what I'm going to do, simply because I already have a 5 here. But those boom cannons, definitely going to be helpful against everything from Seekers to heavy choppas to mechs. I think mechs have a very short shelf life going forwards, but they were free. We haven't spent any tokens on them. So anyways, moving back to show you some live hits. Did I show you that one? Let's show you against Space Penguin. Space Penguin with the stuff up front, trying to clear that as fast as we can. That's why I threw 2 boats of Zookas there. We need to go right. We can't do that until that front stuff is gone, and then probably should have left that boat of Zookas to go right as well, because as you're going to see in a second here, there's going to be simply way too many troops on that left-hand side. Balancing all of the troops, balancing which directions you send things, balancing how many of their gosh darn shock mines you hit. Very, very difficult this season. Now, this is the important bit. Need to keep the mechs onto all of the defenses. Did not do a great job here, and flaring that cannon was definitely required. Otherwise, that cannon was going to take out all of our troops. You see, I started to flare that sniper tower and then realized that was a dumb maneuver. So there are a lot of fizzles coming. If you are thinking of going Seekers, they are behind everyone in the tech tree for one of the first times in a long time. The fact that people had to go through Everspark to get Seekers. Everspark, not a great hero for Seekers, but Seekers are a great option for the moment until there's more people with rocket launchers and shock launchers and boom cannons and flamethrowers. Gonna be an interesting season for them. I definitely considered using this account to go get Seekers. Not sure I want to go through those 42 keys for Everspark though, so I'm gonna have to make that decision before I go 5. I'm gonna see if I have the oomph to get to Seekers. We shall see. Definitely worried about falling out of gold, because mechs and Zookas, shock mines just absolutely shut them down. So we shall see as the bases progress, as people get rocket launchers. But this is the one that I wanted to show you some live hits on if you are behind in the tech tree, as I know many of you likely are. This is my no instant training account. Notice that I have both warriors and Zookas. The reason for that is you just run out of troops so gosh darn fast. Leave your mechs at tick 1. You don't need them. You never run out of mechs. I am using mostly Zookas or mostly warriors. I have seen people using mechs with warriors and Zookas, I don't recommend that. It's faster just to use Zookas or just to use warriors. Don't need to upgrade that gunboat. I will be moving forward into that next engine room level later on, but for right now, let's get going. As you can see, winning and drawing and winning and drawing. This draw, 3 minutes 28 seconds. You can see that my times are generally pretty quick. The only people you're going to lose to at the lower levels are warrior players. That's why I went and got warriors, so that I could be one of those there players. Now, where do we go first? I think I'm going to go towards this left. There's fewer shock mines in that neighborhood. So I'm going to get you up there, and then all of these guys over on that left-hand side. And then do a ground flare. Ground flares are the primo way to avoid shock mines. Can't stress that enough. As we get the bulk of our guys on by, then if we hit the shock mine, we really don't care. Again, flaring around the shock mines and then getting onto that engine room. Definitely could have been a little bit faster, flared a little bit late, but as you can see here, 3 minutes 27 seconds. Our opponent hasn't gotten a single engine room. We've got both of them. So yes, you're going to lose some warriors, but you're going to beat everyone. So as far as instant training goes, at the early ranks, nothing can stop warriors. I have yet to see a base that can even come close to stopping warriors, but you will lose a bunch of troops. I think, let me just double check here. I want to show you a replay here. I think I managed to get, was it this one? Let's just double check here. I believe it was. Let's just speed through this. You see that I'm just ignoring shock mines completely, flaring onto the engine room. Now watch this. Watch just how few warriors. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 warriors that are getting towards that engine room, maybe 5. All of these guys stuck on the shock mines, and down goes the engine room. So yes, you can use some fancy flaring to avoid them, but really, with 4 or 5 warriors, the engine rooms are just popping. So 2 engine rooms, do definitely consider using warriors. They are a great tool. I am gonna send 1 boat out front, saving a couple seconds. Just a reminder that shock mines last for quite a while, so getting 1 boat of warriors to pop them is going to save the bulk of your troops. Getting the bulk of your troops towards that engine room is going to do far better than getting all of your troops to hit that shock mine. And now we're going to send them over and over and just trying to avoid that shock mine, which is not going to go super well. And now that we've hit it, need to get all of our troops onto that engine room. Like, it just pops so ridiculously quickly, even if most of our troops have hit that shock mine. So move towards warriors if you haven't already. I know some of you are saying, Zed, I've been using warriors for weeks and weeks. Is that going to be a loss? I think Fang might have taken us down. My shock mines are not placed well. The other thing is, come on. Yeah, we lost. I'm okay with that. We're going to lose to warrior players. Now, my base is set up poorly. Realistically, if you're a warrior player, you need to just lean into that. I should be moving my shock mines so that we're basically stopping only warrior players. You want to move your shock mines in a way that warrior players can't get to your engine rooms at all, because you're going to beat mechs players, you're going to beat Zooka players. Now, I'm going to show you another way to play, and that is all Zookas at the 2 engine room level. I see people using like 4 boats of mechs. Mechs are not the answer, my friends. We don't need to shock anything. When I start to lose Zookas, I definitely mix in some mechs, but by default, just all Zooka. Send your Zookas in. If you really want to mix something with Zookas, send some warriors in. They will get ahead of your Zookas, maybe 1 to 2 boats of warriors, because those warriors are going to hit those shock mines before your Zookas get there, which is going to free up your Zookas for that DPS. Trying to make this video appeal to all of the peoples, not just the people at the forefront of the tech running. There are many, many of you out there who started at tick 1, started at tick 3, whatever the heck it might be, and just look how quick these gosh darn Zookas are gonna be. Don't need to throw a flare out here. These back guys are going to hit that shock mine, but we're still going to be faster than 3 minutes. And if you can be faster than 3 minutes, generally you're going to beat most people at the 2 engine room level. We have gotten 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Let's just see what Saida had to say, and sure enough, Saida, bringing mechs in. Mechs are slower than Zookas. Yes, we're going to allow people to be fairly quick because our shock mines are placed close to our engine rooms. That's fine. We would have crushed this player by even more had we have used warriors. So I guess my 2 tips: number 1, use warriors. Number 2, don't use mechs at the 2 engine room level. Yes, you can shock buildings, but we don't need shocks. We need damage per second. And Zookas spread out more. They clear shock mines slightly quicker. And even if half your Zookas are stuck on a shock mine, you've still got the other half that can keep moving forwards. Whereas if a mech hits a shock mine, it's stuck there doing absolutely nothing. Quick video. Tomorrow's video will be more in-depth. I need to figure out my tech tree choices, whether it be heavy choppas on that other account or seekers or 5 engine rooms, which as you can see are locked to me on this account. So we'll be moving forward on this one. Maybe I'll do seekers on this one just for something fun and interesting to do. But for the moment, it's no instant training on this one. So seekers probably not the best choice because, as you know, not a lot of troops there. But we should have at least 2 viable troop combos going forwards. We can use Zookas with mechs, maybe sneak in some warriors instead of some, I don't even know there. But warriors will come back to be useful with our rocket choppas, but we'll also have rifles there. So good season for people who don't have instant training. I saw someone on Reddit scoffing. Yes, scoffing at mechs to start with, but the beautiful thing about mechs is the fact that you don't have to upgrade them, but you do have to keep your submarine diving, keep that sub diving, keep booming those beaches. Don't forget your operation attacks. I'm Zedmont. Happy 2024. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in, liking, sharing, subscribing, and all the rest. I'm Zedmont. Peace.